had two types of acid, right? Like a lemon and a lime.
Yeah.
What is the differentiator in taste there? And what's the differentiator that makes them so different?
Yes. I mean, I'm very interested in that question because I think that's actually a harder question than we know. For the rest of us, there will be a difference in flavor that's due to smell. And you can get that because if you cut open a lemon and smell it, and you cut open a lime, very different. And that's going to play into how they taste. That's going to be the difference in flavor. But imagine that you're someone who grew up without a sense of smell, people born without an olfactory bulb, people with who are congenitally anosmic, as we say, no sense of smell. Some of them are really quite discriminating and will appreciate the difference between a lemon and a lime. Now, that cannot be from smell. It might be the level of acidity. We know limes are slightly higher in acid. It can be also sweetness being due to differences in the timing. So, for example, when people have sweeteners in their coffee, you say, well, what would be the difference between aspartame, an artificial sweetener, and sugar? Because after all, we've only got sweet receptors, and we haven't got aspartame and sweet receptors. We've got, those. So the same substances are stimulating the same receptors, but the difference is timing. Turns out that aspartame has a slower onset and a longer offset. Sugar will have a slightly faster offset. So you will get this temporal difference. That's why people will sometimes say artificial sweeteners are a bit cloying. The taste seems to last longer, and indeed it does. So notice
that's down to the molecular structure of the type of sugar. Yeah. But is that also to do with your personal physiology, or will we all react to these things in the same way?
So your personal physiology will make a huge difference. I'm very interested in people who have been born without a sense of smell, who still do very good discrimination between tastes. And I think they're using taste and texture to distinguish fruits, to distinguish wines. And it will be easier for them to do if they've got many papillae on their tongue. So if they're so-called super tasters and they have densely packed papillae on the tongue, they will pick up more that's going on from taste and touch. For example, people who are super tasters won't need as much salt on their dishes because how salty something is how many salt receptors are touched simultaneously by salt molecules, NaCl. And if you have very densely packed receptors, you only need a little. But if your receptors are far apart, you need to sprinkle further to get the same hit. And once you know that people live in different taste worlds, as you well know, it seems to me that chefs who create carefully balanced tasting menus might want to give people a tasting strip first. They might want to find out, well, how sensitive a taster are you? Because the food will be very different to you than your neighbor.